do another video here just today. And this one's going to be on a Realistic Pro 2020 20 channel base scanner from the early 1980s. And these older scanners, as we know, if anybody collects them or think about buying one, this particular base scanner comes with a old-fashioned, not really old-fashioned I suppose, but a Motorola type of jack, I call them, for a car antenna type of system for a connector. In any case, I'm going to show you in this video how to remove this type of antenna connector and use a B&C instead, which is a lot more user friendly nowadays than this one. So if you're interested in seeing how to change the old Motorola antenna connector to B&C, then continue watching and we will show you, or I should say, I will show you how to do it. Alright guys, enjoy the video. Okay, first thing I have to do is remove the screws from the old scanner. Imagine actually going to open the cover of a radio again. Nasty. Here appears to be missing a few screws, but no bother. Then you remove the top cover, which should just come off like so. And there goes the camera. So I remove this one. Then you remove this one cover off. Then you remove the other one. So the first thing you'll have to do here, well, you got your soldering iron warmed up anyways, is to desolder the wires on your speaker. So do that first. That way we can put the cover aside. Okay. Now, let's take a look here, shall we? Here is the original connector. So they've just got a ground wire coming up from the back there and solder into the case or the ground of the connector, and another wire coming from the center down below, which also connects to where the whip antenna would screw into. So we're just going to take these two screws out and remove the two wire connections there on the connector there. So let's get that. Okay, with the two screws removed, now you can actually move this old connector and just desolder the two connections, one from here and one from there, and then remove the connector from the cabinet altogether. Alright, the old connector is now removed. You can either save it if you like for another purpose, or you can just fire it in the garbage. It's up to you. But it won't be put. But this will not be put back in the scanner again. So now we'll just remove a B&C connector here, and we shall screw it into here and connect the same leads again. Very easy to do this modification. All right. Then we get our B&C ready. Remove the old nut from it. Nut. Yep, I'm a nut. I'm a nut. Always have been a nut. A radio nut. And I just dropped me nut. That's when you drop your nuts. and around the floor somewhere. This is the type of floor that if you drop something, it likes to disappear. There it is. There, we got our nut back, see? Got our nut. Alright. Now remove the little solder washer from it. Now take the connector out of this old plate. Sometimes they're a nuisance to get out. Sometimes, not all the time. In this case, it's a nuisance. There we go. And she went flying across the floor again. Alright. So, we have our BNC. So basically, BNC is going in this hole right there. So we'll put our washer on. And back to 2 wires on the inside. Put the washer on first. Then put your nut on the inside. And tighten it up. There we go. There we go. Tighten her, tighten her down. It'll also help if you got something to hold this side with. Got a rubber ducky antenna here somewhere, but we'll use another pair of pliers to hold it. So we can tighten down the inside nut. I don't want that moving around, no do it. There we go. Not moving. Alright, let's have a look here, shall we? Alright, turn the light on. Is the light on? Anyways. Alright, now she's on. Okay, so the BNC is in. As you see. Now all we got to do is connect this wire here to the ground or the body of the connector, and this filler here would connect to the center, which would be this one here. So let's get that soldered up, shall we? Alright, she's soldered. All we do now is clip the lens short. So we clip this one down, and we clip this one down. Now, it's not just as easy as just clipping ends off like that. After you clip them, and I've learned this in another job I had, that when you clip your leads, you should always desolder them again afterwards. The reason for that is when you clip off your leads, the lens, you can also disturb the solder joint below. Leave little microscopic fractures in the soldered connection, which can allow it to fail. And that's under military regulations. Anytime you make a solder joint and you clip the end, you always resolder the end of the wire again after. You resolder your solder joint again. So, let's solder it again. So we clipped them off. And we're just going to add a bit of solder to those joints again. This is the solder joint could fail otherwise, which just did there then. Alright. Now we're completed. And there is the final product. Right here. And that's how you install a BNC connector in a Pro 2020 base counter. Now this is some bonus footage for ye Pro 2020 enthusiasts that were interested in this jumpers back here. I figured I'd show you this, how this would actually work if it was changed. So right now, as you can see, you can punch in 30.0, 50.000. So she goes 30 to 50. This can be changed to 66 or 68 to 88 megahertz. Right now, if I punched in 68.0, enter, nothing happens. Same thing if I put in 88.0. Nothing happens because it has been locked out of the scanner. Well, let's enable that band by changing around these resistors. One thing to remember when you do this mod is once she's converted to 68 to 88 megahertz, you will lose your 30 to 50 megahertz band. So you can either keep one or lose one. You can't have both of them. You could possibly, if you put a switch in the back of the scanner, then you can switch out between 68 and 88 megahertz with a double pole switch. So actually we might just drill a hole and put that in there too, but first I'll just show you how these resistors back here actually works and change the bands on the Pro 2020. Okay, I now have the two wire resistors or jumpers moved to the other two positions. As you can see, they were both originally installed in the two solid lines, and now they're installed in the two broken line positions. So let's see if this thing will actually take 30 to 50 megahertz anymore. So right now she's in programming mode. Program 30. What am I doing here? Program 30.0. Enter. As you can see, it don't take it. Let's put 50.000. Enter. It doesn't take that either. So let's put in 68.000, and now it takes it. Put in 88.000. Enter. It'll take that. So that's how you install the European band in the Pro 2020. It's just as simple as changing out two wire resistors here, or jumper wires. That's it. No more to it than that. Good like it, huh? Do not take it. It takes 68 to 88 megahertz. Oh. See? It's got to be 68 to 88. And it won't take 89 megahertz either. So that's how you modify the Pro 2020 for an extra band. All I do now is mount a switch in the back of the scanner, So now we can select, if we like, between the low band North American version of the scanner or the 68 to 88 megahertz European version of the Pro 2020. So let's grab some a switch out of my parts department and modify the scanner, shall we? We have a band switch on the back of her. Kind of like that. What? And that there is the switch I'm going to use. Off, on. I'm going to install the switch right there. And then name it 30 to 50 or 68 to 88 megahertz. This particular switch also has a center off, which if you want to use both bands, if you don't want to use either of the bands, keep her on the outside or in center, say, because it'll disconnect the bands. Or if you can discover another band, then you put her, say, high, mid, low. Anyways, let's get her installed. Alrighty, I have the switch installed, as you can tell. Now what I gotta do is run some wires from these pins over to this corner where these resistors or jumpers are being swapped around here. So let's get that wired up. Okay guys, the switch is now installed. Back here, there's 6 wires connected to it, and 3 of these goes to one resistor, and the other set of wires go to another resistor. So what you want to do on your switch, the 2 center pins is going to be the common pins. So the end of both resistors, one resistor will connect to the center pin on one side, the other resistor connected to the pin on the other side. So in this case I've got red and purple. So as you can see, red is connected to one resistor and purple is connected to the other resistor. Now what you want to do here, the top position, when you flick up, you want the resistors to be in their original configuration. So your white would connect where it would normally connect to if the resistor was in the circuit, and your black would connect to the other position as if the resistor was still in the circuit. Now for swapping out the positions, then you need to install your bottom 2 wires, which in this case would be yellow and gray, and they would go to the positions that the resistor normally ain't connected to, down here. So this is the normal configuration for the 2 resistors. That's normally how they would be installed in the radio. And after configuration, after they're modified, they would be in this configuration. So that's the 2 configurations there for 30 to 50 megahertz. And that's the configuration for 68 to 88 megahertz. And that's all is to it. So now I'll just put a little diagram of the switch here, showing how it connects here to this actual circuit here. And while we're on the Pro 2020 scanner, you can also add, if you wish, the 68 to 88 megahertz European version by installing 2 jumper wires, which are over here. As you can see, there's 2 jumper wires, just 2 bare wires, where these 2 wires are connected with solid lines. You disconnect them and reinstall them where the dotted lines are on that board. And it's just as easy as that to convert from 30 to 54, to add 68 to 88 megahertz. Now, regards if this scanner can actually receive that part of the band is yet to be determined. But let's just say at a later date we'll put that to test, as I'll put this scanner on a service monitor and see if it indeed receives on 68 to 88 megahertz. Here guys, that's it. And also, I was just thinking, just as I had this scanner apart, if there might be some way to increase the speed limit. I know she's only 20 channels, 20 channel scanner, but like in the Pro 2022, you can actually make the scanner scan actually faster by changing a resonator crystal, which in this case would be one like this one. But I've yet to try that on the 2020. Maybe they'll do that at a later date. Hey guys, solder your speaker wires back on, put your covers back on, test your scanner, the rubber duck antenna, and everything should be a-okay. So hey guys, take it easy, sound free, and remember, parts of me in life, as always. What you do when the switch is actually pushed up, flicked up, when everything's connected, this configuration right here, these numbers represents the numbers on the switch. When you flick up, you will get 68 to 88, and you'll also change the UHF band from 380 to 470 megahertz. So that's the actual two bands you'll get with this, 68 to 88 and 380 to 470. And when you flip the switch down, then you'll get your regular 30 to 50, 410 to 512. So that's the changes after you put your switch in. You'll get 68 to 88 megahertz, and you'll get from 380 to 410 enabled. So not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. Anyways, thought I'd throw that in there. And again, that's for the Realistic Pro 2020 20 channel base scanner. Anyways, take care and see you next time.